So honorable and esteemed faculty members and respected admin colleagues and our distinguished resource person, Professor A.Y.M. Atikul Islam, a very good evening to all of you. I, on behalf of the CETL, is glad to welcome you to the session titled Generative AI and the Future of Higher Education, a topic that is highly relevant yet highly contested at the same time in academia. So today we have a very distinguished speaker, as I was saying, with a very impressive bio with us. As you must have seen the very impressive biography of our speaker. And so let me give a very brief overview of our speaker today. Professor Islam is a full professor of artificial intelligence at the Joint Education Institute of Zhejiang Normal University and the University of Kansas, based at Zhejiang Normal University. And he's also affiliated with the China-Africa Regional Center for Digital Education Cooperation. He additionally serves as honorary chair professor at the School of Teacher Education, Jiangsu University, and as an adjunct professor at the Department of Educational Information Technology, East China Normal University. Prior to these appointments, Professor Islam was the director of the International Graduate Program in Educational Technology at East China Normal University. He earned a multidisciplinary PhD combining education and computer science and IT at the University of Malaya and received the Graduation on Time 2015 award for finishing his PhD in less than 3 years. So he has nearly 22 years of experience spanning academia, industry, and business in the field of educational technology and AI, and has nearly won 20 papers in leading international journals and conferences. His two recent books published by Taylor and Francis are The Technology Adoption and Gratification Model and its Applications, and Applying the Rasch Model and Structural Equation Modeling to Higher Education. In addition to his research and teaching, Professor Islam holds several editorial roles in esteemed journals such as British Journal of Educational Technology, Humanities and Social Sciences, Communication and Cogent Education, and Sage Open. Professor Islam's research interests include AI in education and STEM and the metaverse. He's particularly committed to leveraging these areas to enhance teaching and learning, inspire students, and advance innovative, high-impact research. So now, please join me in welcoming Professor Islam. Professor, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you for the introductions. Yeah, first of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Professor Murtuza, who invited me to deliver a talk. And also, I would like to express my gratitude to organizing committee for this wonderful event. And also a special thanks to the participants who are joining me from Bangladesh. Is my motherland. I'm proud of joining you also, and I'd like to talk about the generative AI and the future of higher education. Actually, my presentation will include firstly philosophical, psychological, educational, and technological aspects. Because technology itself is a multidimensional concept. It's combined all those areas together. Yeah, if you look at the world AI labs or the top AI institutes, most of them actually they combined educationists, philosophers, psychologists, and technologists together. Why they do? To solve the problem in the right way. That's the goal. So let me talk about the philosophical aspect at firstly, what I'm thinking about the philosophical aspect of AI in education. You can see the slides clearly, right? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay. So currently I'm writing a book as entitled AI Reshaping Education and Society. So I have read exactly 5,021 papers until today related to AI in education and society. So after reading those research materials, I realized that knowledge has been divided into two parts. One is existing knowledge, another one is we call new knowledge. So existing knowledge is going to be occupied by the generative AI, like generative AI tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or chatbot. What are the tools we have, right? So they are producing a lot of outputs, prompts, through them, all of them working on existing knowledge. So here you could be confused by the existing knowledge because according to the dictionary, if we explain the existing knowledge considered to be new knowledge, in my operational definition, existing knowledge is that until today, what we have done, what we produce the new knowledge, and if this knowledge had existed online and AI has access to the knowledge, so that can conquer or dominate or take over by the AI in the future. This I'm talking about the future. After 20 years, what could be done? Of course, still, generative AI is making a lot of mistakes, so we need to correct it. But the generative AI will never produce new knowledge, in my point of view. Human will create because it doesn't have the brain to think itself. We give information towards them, but it has extreme power because the powerful tools we have. It has power to access those all existing knowledge we provide in the online community. So that the teachers in higher education will face two problems now. Number one, we have to validate existing knowledge provided by the generative AI. Because anything you go, ChatGPT or DeepSeek, you write, you will get a lot of feedback. You will see the rich feedback. Of course, there are many mistakes. So that's why in higher education teachers, they have to validate all the prompts or feedback or output we receive from the generative AI. This is the first job. And the second job, we must produce the new knowledge. If we do not produce the new knowledge, I'm afraid after 20 years, teachers would not be able to survive in higher education. It is very difficult because the existing knowledge already, AI is doing a great job and scientists are working hard to provide almost a high accuracy output. Now maybe you can say 90% accuracy. If you look at the STEM education, science, technology, engineering, you ask AI, the generative AI to solve the mathematical problem, right? You will see it does quite well. Now, very few mistakes. But in the social science area, yes, it does a lot of mistakes still. We need to correct it. So if we cannot handle this issue, we are not able to create new knowledge, and also we are not able to validate the existing knowledge produced by AI, I don't think so I myself would be able to survive in higher education. It will be very difficult. We may lose job. So, and also I'm just predicting that after 50 years, there could be serious conflict between AI and human. Why there could be conflict? If human, we don't produce the new knowledge, then AI will say, you have nothing to do, everything done by me, whatever you did, everything is through me. Like for a real example, right now, I'm the editor of many journals. So we see a lot of submissions. Why? Many people are using AI to write papers, using AI to do research, but there are a lot of mistakes. So these are the things produced by AI. Why not after 50 years, AI will say, whatever you have done, everything done by me, not you did. AI can show the evidence that you go through me, you chat, you provide, you ask me to write this, that everything I have the evidence. So how to overcome these challenges? That's the question, right? There could be a serious conflict. So to overcome the challenges, what we need, of course, we need to do research. We need to produce the new knowledge. And the question is, because there are a lot of things I'm not going to explain in detail. These are the philosophical things. I'm afraid of the generative AI that has huge power and that may change our future education, future life. Everything could be different from now what we think. That would be maximum 20 to 30 years. So the biggest challenge, how to create new knowledge through the research and how to do research, how to create new knowledge through the high quality research. That's the question, right? And I have a little evidence to validate my claim, being from my book. Recently, I see last year we published a paper. We did experiment. This one was done in K-12 education to see the human AI collaboration in solving scientific problems. So we still found human and human collaboration in solving scientific problems are better than human AI collaboration. But the surprising thing is that no research could prove that human AI collaboration is getting better than ever. It means AI will do a great job in the future. So that's the fear of us. If AI can do exactly the same thing what I can do, so why higher institutions need me? No one need me. So the university could be collapsed even. Teachers will lose job. The AI is doing the same job, right? Yeah. So similar research when you do that in the higher education last year, we found even the human collaboration is getting almost accuracy is getting very close to the human to human collaboration. Yeah. So that is the sign I have to feel that in the future the AI gonna be very strong. AI output will be very accurate. So if human they don't come up with the new knowledge, then we cannot survive in higher education. That's my fear. So now, of course, we need to do research. So how to do research and what are the problems we should think? This is the psychological concept I'm going to share. I have been conducting workshops on structural equation modeling, Rasch model, and other things since 2010. And also, I have been teaching research methodology in academic writing for many years. So when I was teaching PhD students and also conducting workshops for early career researchers, like young researchers, fresh graduates, like university lecturers, senior lecturers, or maybe assistant professors. And I observed, I found, you want to do research, do you have any ideas? Most of them in the past, they say no, they don't have any ideas. They don't know what to do. Some of them, they say yes, they have ideas, but they don't know their ideas are logical or not. They're afraid it will work or not. And very few of them, they thought they have ideas and they think ideas seems to be logical, but they don't know how to integrate their ideas within a framework. That was the challenge before 2022, before generative AI introduced by the OpenAI, especially the ChatGPT or DeepSeek, other things. So after 2022, situation is completely different. So now, what students in the classroom and many of them are claiming they have ideas. How did they get idea? They get idea from the AI. They chat with the AI. They collaborate with the AI. They think this idea could be powerful. But in reality, that is not their ideas. That is the ideas produced by the generative AI. So that can affect the originality. How could we say that is their idea? So as a teacher, when I teach in the classroom, then I need to think of it carefully. It is their idea or it is their generative AI produced their idea. So we need to tell them, I need to validate that. That is the tough to validate. If I do not know my area very well, how can I validate? How can I judge it, whether that idea produced by students or teachers or AI? Okay, and now many of them also they think, yes, I believe that ideas are logical because they chat with the AI. The AI said a lot of evidence, they're logical. In reality, it's not logical still. There are a lot of problems they don't know. But the next one, the integration, yes, they fail, many of them. Even they come up with through the AI ideas and they think logical, but they still fail to integrate within a framework. Yeah. So anyway, so before 2022, based on my experience in 2017, I proposed the contemporary definition of research is the logical integration of ideas. So I believe that that's the research we should do. We need innovative ideas, and ideas must be logical, and we have to be able to integrate within a framework. And then how to generate new ideas, of course, based on the diverse and thinking skills. And then how to judge the logic. Of course, logic comes from a strong mathematical background in reality. If you are good at math, you must be logical, I believe. Yes. And then, of course, integration is related to the methodology. If someone is good at methodology, he or she would be able to integrate ideas within a framework. That's the idea, that's the main concept of research before 2022. But now, I have to bring new things. What I need? Actually, I need now critical thinking skills. That's the core of the research, the core component of the research, actually, in the age of generative AI. Because without critical thinking skills, I cannot validate the ideas proposed by students or teachers or researcher, anyone. I cannot judge whether they are logical or not. And also, I cannot think carefully that this idea could be investigated or integrated within the framework. So the now foundation is changed. Before, I didn't pay attention to critical thinking skills so much. But now I need to consider first the critical thinking skills. That is the psychological concept you can see. Without that, because we need to understand the human psychology is not only matter about the technology. Yeah. So then in 2018, to integrate innovative ideas logically, I propose two approach, like a theoretical approach and methodological approach. Yeah. And what is theoretical approach? Actually, the theoretical approach is to develop the theory or model where the research ideas will be logically integrated within a framework. And here I highlighted few things you can see, like the develop and logically and integrated and also framework. It has reason because we are producing new knowledge. So that is related to the developed. We create. You can say synonym, other name, you can say instead of develop, you can say create, right? But if we do not create new knowledge, but we extend existing knowledge, in that case, we need to change that keyword. Instead of develop, we should say we extend or we modify the theory, right? Or if we just apply existing theory, in that case, we need to change it. We need to come up with the apply, not the develop. So the development is the highest level. So this theoretical approach will be decided based on our purpose. What do we want to do? And then, of course, the logical is very important. We develop, but if our ideas are not developed within the logically, so that doesn't work. And also, we need to integrate in the right way, appropriate way. Otherwise, idea may not be tested. And how we integrate within a framework. That's the important. Framework means like your theory or research model, even your conceptual model or your hypothesis model, whatever you have. Yeah, that's the model. To me, your framework is the heart of your research. Like I have heart. Without heart, I'm dead. I cannot do anything. I cannot talk. I cannot survive. I will be dead, right? So the research, the framework is the heart of the research. Yes. If framework we design very well, the research will work well. And this thing will be done by the existing knowledge we have. Yeah, but if we take those existing knowledge, through the AI, then it's difficult to judge. We don't know how we create. But if human, we read the existing knowledge, research we produce by the researchers, and we check whether logical or not, we integrate from within a framework carefully, then we can operationalize the theoretical approach. And that's the part of the theory, based on the theory or literature, all those things. And then next step, we focus on the methodological approach. Why we focus on methodological approach? Our goal is to validate that theory, that model we design. Yeah, we have to test. We can estimate, right? Whatever keyword we can use. Why we need to test it, that theory, the model, to confirm whether the ideas have been appropriately and logically incorporated within a structure and which can provide expected outcomes. So here also I highlight several keywords, right? You can see those things. It has reason because we validate. Why we validate? We have to make sure that the ideas are appropriately put together, testing the right way, logically incorporated, and the structure is correct. And then the structure framework should produce or provide expected outcomes. My outcome is to go, for example, I want to measure a student's outcome, achievement in the age of AI, simple example, right? But the model doesn't measure the student's academic achievement, measure something else. So that is not the expected outcomes. So if we do not get expected outcomes, means what we want to get, we didn't get intended outcomes. So it means that my theoretical approach doesn't work. My model is not correct. Framework is not correct. So that new knowledge doesn't work. So we fail. So we have to revise it. We have to go back again, right? So actually, these are the things I need a lot of time to explain, but it's late. I have a limited time. So I just quickly go forward to share some basic foundation of the research. And then, of course, using the theoretical approach and methodological approach in 2016, I developed and validated that the technology adoption and gratification model I call TAG model. Of course, based on the existing models, like before developing this model, I also developed the online ODAS model and so TSM model, those my models, and also the technology acceptance model, the most popular one proposed by Davis et al. 1989. Because theory, we cannot come up with completely new in social science. We need some evidence. But anyway, I will explain the simple way how this theory can work. What was my assumption? My primary goal was to measure university lecturers' technology adoption and gratification in using new technologies, because university lecturers, they have to be highly productive, they have to do research, right? They have to teach, they have to do academic communications, all those things. So that's why I decided to do that. And then the main concept in my point of view, any kind of new technology we offer for users, students, teachers, no matter. Firstly, we need to consider their computer self-efficacy. Yeah, in the past, before 2022, I talk about the computer self-efficacy. It means the teachers or the students or users should believe they have ability to use new technology. Yeah, if they don't have ability to use technology and we offer, it doesn't make any sense. When they have the higher level of ability to use new technology, of course, they will feel is beneficial and is easy to use, and they will have high intention to use. And then when they have high intention to use, means they are satisfied, their gratification will improve. And then intention also will lead them to use more technology for their academic purpose, like research purpose and teaching purpose. That's the sub-dimension of use. This is the basic concept of this framework. And of course, in this framework, I have the exogenous variable, endogenous variables, and also mediating variables. And based on this framework, I can construct 22 hypotheses. And then you could have a question, why do I need such kind of framework? Because we want to do high quality research and we want to be in the right way, because this model can guide me to incorporate a few things together. Based on this model, I can construct the research objectives. And also based on this model, I can construct research hypotheses or research questions. And also based on this model, I have to design the instrument to validate this model. So these are the things should be interrelated. That's the concept of designing a new model or theory. Otherwise, it is hard to test it. Yeah. So right now, if you ask me, do you think this model could be used? Yeah, I would say yes, but we have to modify this model because of the generative AI. Concepts are changing. I don't think so I can talk about the computer self-efficacy. I should talk about the AI self-efficacy instead of that. I have to modify this model based on the current situation. And that needs critical thinking skills. I need to think critically. Yes, and also maybe I need to operationalize other constructs, like especially actual use. Maybe we need to think what are the purpose university teachers or students or users they use generative AI. There could be different purposes. They will change. I have to modify. There could be some new variables included within this framework, like maybe ethical issues, like awareness of AI ethics, maybe critical thinking skills that construct. So some of the new variables I should incorporate within this framework. Otherwise, this framework may not be able to operationalize in the present context. That is the thing in higher education. We need to do it. University teachers, that's the responsibility. We have to do it. We have no other choice. Yes. And then the good thing is that because of this strong evidence and also how to say very logical and also by incorporated, I believe in the right way, this model is very popular among the international community. More than 15 countries researchers are using my tag model to do their research. Right now, many of them are modifying. Some of the students are doing PhD using this model. Yeah, that's the good thing is that. And now you can ask me, so this model you use for university teachers. How about other areas like I develop for the higher education? How about the remaining areas? Oh, wonderful. Actually, I write this book using my own model. I spent 12 years to write this book. And what I did, I used tag model in higher education firstly, and then I applied tag model in technical and vocational education, and then I applied tag model in cross cultures, and also I applied tag model in post-secondary education to provide evidence this model, like a tag, wherever you tag it will work. Yeah, that's the evidence. And it took a lot of time. There is no way to quickly just develop model and just tell them I have a new concept, new idea, and everybody should use it. That's really hard. Internationally, it's extremely challenging to establish new idea. I did it because I spent a lot of time to do that. Yeah, that's why many researchers are using this model. And now this model, I have to even revise. Even researcher, if you want to use or anyone wants to use, they have to also revise. How will they revise? What do they need? Of course, they need AI literacy. Yeah, actually, you can see 2024. I lead this research. Actually, the first author, second author, they're my junior colleague, and the third one, Jiang, was my PhD student. He's a young professor at Zhejiang University in China. He's a top 5 or top 3 university. Yeah. So we did this research together. I just construct a new model to measure AI literacy, which is really important to modify the existing knowledge we have. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And the good thing is this research initially we did for K-12 education teachers. And you can see the 36K people read. And if I'm not mistaken, from the international community, we receive a lot of emails. They say this was the actually first empirical research in the world. Yeah, before 2024, there wasn't any empirical research or empirical model which can measure AI literacy. So in this model, if you look at it, so the model actually constructed by me, that was my contribution. Other contribution was done by my co-authors. Anyway, so my goal was to see how AI literacy empower in education. Yeah, later on also we apply this model in higher education because they're important, right? Yeah. So then we found that the AI literacy has become very crucial right now. If we have higher AI literacy, then it could have impact on awareness of AI ethics. If I do not have AI literacy, how can I be aware of AI ethics? That's complicated. In terms of what? In terms of transparency. Many young researchers, they do not follow right now. I would say they don't have AI literacy. And also researchers in higher education, we have to be responsible for our own work. Many of us are not responsible, honestly. And we have to follow the justice. Yes, very important. We cannot do whatever we want to do using AI. We cannot abuse. It is our responsibility. And also we have to know how to be how to be sustainable means we need to pay attention to the sustainability. Yes, if I do not have AI literacy, I validate or I modify existing knowledge that may not be sustainable. Yeah, and when we have the awareness of AI ethics, that will help us to get benefits like a social good, we call PAIS, that is the social good like a benefit. We can get benefit from the AI. If we don't have awareness, I don't think so we can get enough benefit. We don't know how to get benefit. Maybe we'll abuse AI or we will be misguided by the AI. And then AI literacy also will improve our self-efficacy. Actually, this concept the social cognitive theory proposed. Bandura is the one who invented the social cognitive theory, actually the proposed computer self-efficacy only. So which is important is to see that AI literacy play a role in improving self-efficacy. And when we believe that we have ability to use AI, then of course we'll have higher intention to use artificial intelligence in higher education, even K-12 education, no matter. So that's why the AI literacy is really important right now. Otherwise, it's very difficult to use the generative AI in the right way. And then, I don't know how many minutes. Yeah, I will not talk so long. And now I'm predicting the future of higher education, how it will be. What are the things depends on future of higher education. If you look at this picture I designed with the ChatGPT, we agree each other. I strongly believe after 20 years, this will be the future higher education classroom. Because in the future, we will have in the classroom AI tutor. Now we don't have. The coming soon. AI will also work with us, AI tutor, and also we'll have human tutor. And we will have the research assistant that will be the AI research assistant. So we'll teach together. That is the will be future classroom based on completely AI. All the interaction will be based on the AI. So to me, the future education, future of higher education actually depend on few things. Number one, research and innovation. Definitely, no doubt about it. Research is not the normal, ordinary research. Research, the high quality research we need to do. If we do not produce high quality research, doesn't make sense. Actually, we cannot change the world. It's very difficult. And also the innovation, of course, scientists, they will invent new things, especially the social scientists are under risk, highly under risk. You can see many countries, even they're shutting down many social science programs. They think is useless. And China, what they're doing, they're restructuring higher education. Now we cannot have like an education program like a early childhood education or higher education or maybe educational leadership and management, educational philosophy, other things. No, everything combined with AI, like AI in education, AI in leadership and management, AI in curriculum and instruction, AI in early childhood education. We have no choice. Everybody should learn AI. Now, we have no choice. We have to be expert of AI. Recently, I listened a talk given by NVIDIA CEO, what's his name, Henshen Huang. He said right now the computer science students, they are the expert of AI. So you don't have worried. You will not lose job. You will get job. You are the expert of AI. So the future education should give skills to the learners to be the expert of AI. Otherwise, they can't find job. In the industry is more challenging than education area. Industry is completely conquered by the AI. In the United States, the IT industry totally changed now based on AI. They call the reset IT industries. Even in China, they also did the same thing. So if we do not give skills to our students, do not make them expert of AI, do not give them new knowledge, how are they going to get a job? They will not get. And if they cannot get job, the future generation, why will they go to study in the university? If teachers, they don't give anything new, why they should follow teacher? Yeah, in that case, the future education could be run by single person like Khan Academy, right? He alone is leading the world. So maybe if I'm really a computer scientist, I'm not a scientist, I'm just AI in education, social scientist, I would say. If you are the computer scientist, you have the new knowledge, you don't need university, you don't need anyone. You just need one AI lab and you need yourself. You need the AI tutor. You can run, you can teach the world population. You can teach anyone you want, anywhere in the world, at any time you want. So that's the future education is coming. So that's why research and innovations are the key things in future education. And the second thing is that, of course, we need human AI collaboration. Yeah, that's very important. We cannot ignore AI anymore. Yeah, We need to have a collaboration. We need to understand each other. And of course, we should not be slave of AI. Then we will lose everything. We have to let AI to be our slave. Yes. Yeah, I use AI every day, but I don't follow AI 100%. I disagree most of the times. And I correct the mistakes done by AI every day. Yeah, because I don't want to cut by it. I don't want AI will dominate. I will dominate AI. Yeah, when AI dominates me, that time I'm over. I have no chance to work at the university anymore. I have no chance to keep my position anymore because international universities are very tough. If I'm not doing a great job, I'm not coming up with something new, they will not keep me anymore. They will throw me out. Yeah. And then another part is that the leadership is very important. The leadership. Yeah. Leaders must be wise. Leaders have to know how to design future education. Who will lead the future education? AI or human? Leaders have to decide. If leaders they decide the AI will lead the future education, then university teachers are gone. All of them will lose job. All of them out. Yeah, AI will run the institutions. If leaders decide that a human teacher will lead the world, they will create the new knowledge. They will be the responsible for the future education rest of the life forever. Yes, we will do it. But if leaders fail to do that, then for the future, after 50 years, as I said, there will be human AI serious conflict and the world could be under danger. Yeah, we don't know. Now we see we are enjoying. AI can write paper, AI can do so many things, right? We are happy. But this happiness is not the real happiness. Cruel things will come in the future. So these are the my concepts. I just share with you. I don't want to take so long time. The online talks are not that useful in reality. We did research on that. We found less impactful. Face-to-face talks are more powerful. So I shouldn't take so much time from you guys. Yeah, so now I would say thank you for listening. My email address is there. If you have any question, anything you want to ask me, you can ask me at any time you want. And if you have any question, you feel free to ask me, please. And please keep it in your mind, I'm not focusing on scientific AI. I'm focusing on AI in education. And until today, this is what I have done. And I'm happy to, of course, you guys can disagree whatever I have done. You have the right, of course. I cannot say I'm the right, I'm the wise one. But whatever I have done, I did based on my evidence. Without evidence, I didn't do anything until today. So that's me. So this is the presentation includes my contribution, what I have made. And using these, my concepts now, a lot of people, and especially young researchers are getting benefit. They're solving the problem. I'm motivating them to use AI, but at the same time, think using your own mind. Do not think using AI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
Now
you.
we may take questions. So if among the participants, anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. Okay, so I think in the chat, there is a question. Let me see. From Dr. Farhana. So the question is, just curious to know, how can we create right awareness for the right audience regarding ethical use of AI?
Well, that is the art of knowledge. Your knowledge will guide you. Yeah, your skills and knowledge will guide you. Yeah, you will decide what are the contents you should choose. Yeah, based on your expertise. For example, if you are teaching computer science course, you should not bring the other areas things there, right? You should talk about the related to your course and bring the critical thinking skills over there and some other related skills which are relevant. And also tell them how to solve the problems using those related skills.
Sir, thank you for your answer. Any other questions? Anyone?
Everybody should be tired, right? It's late.
Sir, I think you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay, let me stop sharing skills. Yes, did I?
Yes, yes, you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. So if there is no question, I want to know about your university. What do you do actually? Yeah, is there anything going on related to AI in higher education? Or is there any plan to do something really meaningful for the future generation?
I think our director is here from CETL. He is the best suited person to answer you. Sir, please.
Thank you, Professor Atik. So it's an insightful talk, and you are contributing a lot regarding this AI and
Not that much.
education. Okay.
It's still long way to go.
So obviously, we try to aware our stakeholders, so our students, our faculty, our admin people, to make our university more AI integrated university. But the question also arises that, as you mentioned, that the future is could be very vulnerable and based on our policymakers. And what should be our role? So you mentioned about research. So that's a ultimate goal of an academic. But rather than these, what other can we do to aware our stakeholders for ethical use of or human-centric AI that is pointed out also? Can you please elaborate?
Firstly, I would consider the situation of Bangladesh. If I'm the leader of the higher education institutions, I would stop going through the ranking. This is fake in my point of view. I'm also the judge of QS ranking or many other things. This is just nonsense concept. Yeah, what do we need? We need the talented teachers. We need the resource for the teachers. We need to help them to do research. We cannot ask them to teach every day 7, 8 hours. They will not have any time, energy to do research. Like even me, I'm working in China 9 years plus. Every semester I teach maximum 2 courses, not more than that. One PhD course, maybe one undergraduate course, sometimes one PhD, one master course. And the main focus on research, because the teaching is not encouraged internationally, because university cannot get enough benefit from the teaching. Yes, we need innovative teaching. They say, okay, you do your research and use your research, you go to classroom and teach. Then students can see the practical implications. That's the concept. So in Bangladesh, if we spend money for the ranking, for some other political purpose or the social promoting purpose, or just making money, profit gain, all those things, then it will be very difficult to cultivate teachers. Yeah. So cultivate teachers, we have to give them 3 things academically, as I got in China. Firstly, academic freedom. You need to free your teachers. Teachers, like I do in China, whatever I want to do. I'm in my office right now. Yeah. No one will disturb me. I work here until 9, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. It's not their business. Yeah. I have the 100% academic freedom. I do whatever I want to do. That's why I did a lot of job in China. Yeah. Actually, I did 20 years work in the last 9 years only because of the academic freedom. Number 1. Number 2, the academic environment. That's so important. If you do not have research environment, how are you going to do? A lot of courses you teach, a lot of conspiracy, a lot of other things I don't want to explain. You are working there. You cannot concentrate on your work. You cannot think. You don't have time. So you need to create the research environment. That's very important. It's not only research environment, teaching, learning environment, teaching, learning, research. Three things together. Luckily, I'm at a place which has this extremely good environment I cannot imagine. I never get in my life in China. Maybe not all the universities they maintain, but here they do, like East China Normal University, not the new one. New one I just joined, East China Normal University. So they gave me academic freedom. So I'm a free thinker. I do what I like to do. They gave the academic environment, no conflict among the teachers, no conflict with the leaders, no conflict with the students, and just I do my things how I want to do. And then academic hospitality, which motivates me. Every year I get a lot of vouchers. Okay, you can buy these, you can buy that. Yes, we are human. We need this. We are not machine. You want to get everything from me, but you don't give me anything. So I have no way to motivate myself. Yeah. So the Bangladeshi higher education, I would say these are the missing things. This is the foundation. I don't care so much about AI, research, innovation. They're later one. Firstly, all the universities should make sure that we give three things to the teachers. This is mandatory to me. Yeah. Like my new university, honestly, I'm a little shaking. I feel that I have less freedom compared to my previous university. I'm not used to. Yeah, I'm not used to how leaders are dealing with me at the first time. No, 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 no. I'm not used to that. You see how important that may affect my career, that may affect my work. So we have to do this. So when you have these three things, and then university encourages you to do research, reduce the teaching load, provide some funding, give some reward. Yeah, those are the things. Then of course I believe you will do. You have the talent. They have to believe in you. University leaders should believe you that you are the talented one, you have the ability to contribute, and you will do definitely. If they don't do, why they have to appoint you? They don't need to appoint you. Yeah, China is the most critical place in the world. If I cannot perform very well, they will immediately dump me. They will not care. They do not care about their own people even. Yeah, my colleagues, many of them are coming from Cambridge University, UCL, University College London, Oxford University, even Princeton University. There are so many, they are very powerful. Yeah, but some of them out even, couldn't survive. Very tough, very tough. I give an example, time and hour. Like 9 years ago, I got a colleague, a foreign colleague. He's originally from Ethiopia. And he was in Europe more than 10 years, came from Belgium. He got PhD from Leuven University. It's a good place, actually. I was there. So he came to China to work as an independent researcher with me. We are together. And he wasn't serious. He doesn't care. He wants to enjoy his life and he's a talented guy. But after 2 years and a half, or maybe after 2 years, he couldn't fulfill the requirement. Although he's a talented guy, he lost his job. Chinese leaders, they fired him. They said, no, you are not capable to stay here. And then he went to University of Cambridge. His name Dawid, you can check. He's an assistant professor, maybe associate professor now, right now there. So this is China. How complicated, can you imagine? You can go to Cambridge and work, but in China you cannot do. Unless you're highly productive, you work day and night for them, and you contribute. Yes, so they will give you the facilities. So I believe in Bangladeshi institutions, leaders, if they give you the resource, I believe you have the ability to work hard. You have the qualities, and you will make country great, and you will contribute, and you will make university more, how to say, I always speak simple English, more renewable, more acceptable, more acceptable. A ranking will not do that. I disagree with that. So the Bangladeshi university leaders should see what is really need in the age of AI. Things are changing very frequently, very frequently. You see, recently, maybe Melbourne University or Sydney University, I cannot remember, already stepped down from the ranking. This out. Canadian universities do not care so much. Even they do not care about the publication also game, is another big game. Publishing, like my requirement is to publish only SCCI papers in the top ranking Q1 or Q2. Others, they do not count. This is also big game, but in Canada, they do not care. They care about quality. They have the quality assurance department, and they have the people who can judge the quality. They have the knowledgeable people. We need that kind of people. We don't need this artificial way to judge people. And of course, the last thing I'm going to tell you from my own experience, that when you get a job, or if I want to get a job at your university, I need two things: equal opportunity and also fair judgment. Yeah. This is the values, It's not about only technology, no. Yeah. If I do not have those things, how can I work with your university? How can I get a job? I'll never get a job. Yeah. My university in China, yeah, they did it. They didn't care I'm foreigner or local. No. Even my wife is Chinese. They didn't count anything until today. I didn't get any advantage. Even I didn't get the Chinese green card because of my wife. They refused. But when I tell them that I'm university professor, I get without freezing money into the account, everything free for me within just 6 months. That is called China. No? Anyway, thank you. I hope that I could touch your question. There are many things to talk, but we have limited time.